Lila chapter 4, starting from verse 27. 26. If my beloved consort reproaches me in a sulky mood, that steals my mind from the reverent hymns of the Vedas. These pure devotees with me, I shall descend and sport in various wonderful ways, unknown even in Vaikuntha. I shall broadcast such pastimes by which even I... See, so the Lord, He descended to broadcast these pastimes by which even He is amazed. See, broadcast Him. See, so he descends in 5,000 years ago as Krishna, and He descends with... Now He's acting in relationship with them. Okay? So He's broadcasting by acting in this world, in the pastime. Otherwise, everybody's acting in this world. They're doing. So we're passing our time talking about Krishna, talking about these discussing Krishna. See? The pastimes that were actually happened here 5,000 years ago. Having some internet problem here. I shall broadcast such pastimes by which even I am amazed. Okay? So the influence of Yoga Maya will inspire the gopis with the sentiment that I am their Paramar. Okay? See? So that's love of God. Isn't that interesting? So the Lord, He was here expressing and broadcasting these pastimes. He didn't do it extensively. Here's Lord Chaitanya. He did it broadcasting these pastimes of Him as the beloved of Krishna. Okay? By hearing and chanting and relating to the Lord like that. That's the way to broadcast, because that's called worshiping the Lord in separation. Because what are you going to do here? Where are the external manifestations of Radha and Krishna now? See? So Radharani this has to be within the person and worshipping like that. So Lord Chaitanya broadcasted those same kinds of pastimes within Himself, just by publicly worshipping the Lord. Radha was in His heart, and then Krishna is there, He's worshipping Krishna in the mantra. See? And so He broadcasted that way. See? So people could see, if you were here 5,000 years ago, you'd see Radharani, and then you see Krishna, and they're relating to each other, and they're crying, and in unions, and all of that stuff, and all of the choking of emotions, and all the Vrindavan feelings. Okay? So what is really the difference of a person? You may not see Radha and Krishna together, you don't even see Krishna, but you hear the sound vibration, and you hear a devotee chanting it, and falling in love with that mantra. It's the same thing. And that's why ultimately, if you want to see this kind of love of God in this world, it has to be broadcast. Either you have to wait until Radha and Krishna come every 27 Divya Yugas, or and then see them there like this, and then it's closed, and you're not qualified, you can't do it. But here, see, when the Lord was here to broadcast those same pastimes, He had to worship Krishna in separation, in the mood of Radha, in the mood of a devotee. See? See? So for those pastimes to be brought, they have to be done again. And so, of course, people resist this, because if 500 years ago, 500 years since devotees been actually doing that, it's usually very toned down, and the charyas before they go and they worship, in secret. See, and therefore it's not broadcast. Nobody sees it. Nobody sees this kind of worship. Okay? That kind of worship, there's a semblance of that. In the Christians, they're worshiping like Jesus taught. He said there's going to be a time when people will worship in spirit and in truth. See? Spirit is the spirit. It's the spirit of devotion. Okay? And with this is the life of the worship, is this devotion. And Jesus said that the Lord's very much looking for that kind of worship. Okay? So Lord Chaitanya also, he said the same thing. He said, Krishna is not pleased with just this ritualistic kind of worship. He wants the worship of the devotional spirit. Ecstasis, ecstasy. It gives life. That gives pleasure to Krishna. And that's our job, is to give pleasure to Krishna. Why not give him the highest pleasure? Huh? Mm-hmm. Why not? Why do you want to give him this only, you're over there and I'm way over here. Whoa, but a big distance there is. How would you like to be up close and personal with Krishna? Huh? Well, you do that, man, you're going to be as ecstatic as him. Okay? So he came to broadcast those pastimes. See? Otherwise, who would know what kind of worship this is? And now, 500 years later, we have the Vaidhi Bhaktas, and they're resisting this kind of worship. Well, hey man, it's being broadcast again. Okay? Wherever you see the symptoms, this is one of the distribution points. Maybe it's one of the few distribution points, because I was hearing maybe it's somewhere else too starting to happen, but they're not distributing it widely yet. Because it's got to be seen. Otherwise, it's not broadcast. Nobody, you're going to just do it over in your home, and never show the world. Yeah, that's the way it started in Navadvip. Lord Chaitanya and his devotees only did it in their homes. And Nityananda says, what is this? You came here, you show yourself to us, but you don't show it to them. What is that about? That's like, okay, we're worshiping together in our house, but hey, the world can go to hell. Let them worship those guys falsely representing the disciplic line, but really don't. The disciplic line is an ecstatic devotee, man. If you're not worshiping the Lord like this, what kind of Gaudiya Sampradaya representative are you really? Isn't that Gaudiya? It comes from Gaudiya, Navadvip, Lord Chaitanya, his birthplace. Yeah? That's a spiritual master, is exactly what the book says, man. Absorbed in the mellows of this kind of intimate worship. If you haven't found a person like that, you haven't found the bona fide guru yet. That's why they have checklist standards, because they can't match this. And it's not surprising, because it's action. It's just this worship. Doesn't matter how you look. Can you worship the Lord like that? Does that spirit of devotion manifest in you? That presence of God, that, yeah, it's not so much now. Yeah. See? So, people, if they're going to get this, it's got to be broadcast, because it's really wonderful. And it amazes, even people who resist it, you got to admit they're amazed by it. It's amazing to see this kind of worship in this world. Even in Vaikuntha they don't see it. It's still a little bit like, oh Lord, you're over there and I'm here. And so the ecstasy will be diminished because of the distance. See, isn't intimacy means closing the gap? Don't you want to, if you fall in love with somebody in this world, see, this is a semblance of how it is with God. We're supposed to be. Because here you get really close and then you get more excited, right? closer you get, and you start touching skin. Oh, getting hey man, what do you think that's? Where did that come from? It comes from that relationship with. I was on. Okay, it won't. The internet's going to be better now. It's just I was on the wrong stupid thing. This thing here. Yeah, so anyway, that's the world, and that's the love of God, see? So the devotees here, it's very special because nobody's got this clear in this world. They all think this is all there is, this world, oh, this is it. Life is all about relationships with man and woman like this. And you know what? They'll never, balance it out, at least, much less give it up, unless there's something better. Otherwise you're going to just be doing, the flame and all that. And you notice that all materialistic, they're so into their families usually still, so into the world still. Because, you got to have something. You got to have that intimacy. We're built for it. So you either get it fully here or fully there. Or you have a body here, you can have it here. But you got to have it there. Just like the gopis. You see, they're all married. They're all married. Not all of them, many of them. But they had their relationship with Krishna. That was topmost priority. This is what the Lord's trying to teach and pass on. It's not about all or nothing that people teach in Vaishnavism. Not even in the past times. They're married. Look at the past times with Lord Chaitanya's devotees. Most were married. But they had love of God. That's why you see Krishna. I have ecstatic Christian friends. They got marriage, man, kids, all that, but they have this. See? That's top priority. They're all on that page. That's why, hey man, if you're coming here, you're getting married, you better get married to somebody that's on this path, going to ecstasy. Otherwise, it'll be just like people have with their families. You'll be like, you may be just, they're there, I'm kind of, we're just kind of bound, but you have nothing to do with them, really. Especially they won't listen. They're not interested. I'm interested in the world and all that. And in other words, they're interested in the worldly things. The love of God is not in them. It's not awakened. So don't be getting married to that stuff. You're not thinking straight. Okay? Especially if you're here, man, here we're worshiping on the level of the spirit, and if you want to worship like that, get on. If you're going to get yoked, you got to get yoked to something like that's a person that's also worshiping like that. Okay? Although don't just get married to a Vaidhi Bhakta that doesn't care about worship of the spirit. That's ridiculous. See? But you see, it's not all or nothing. Yeah, the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they were married, but they were all into ecstatic worship. And it works fine. No problems. The Lord didn't, see, that's just this sannyas thing is a bunch of baloney, man. The way they do it. It's not even really allowed in this age. Don't take sannyas. It's a bewilderment. You got all these desires. That's why they look so bad. They can't taste. They look like friggin' ghosts, man. Most of the ones I see. They can't taste the material thing, or so maybe if they do, they probably look happier. But they're hypocrites. Or they can't. It's like, I can't have this. And then you can't taste the ecstatic bliss. Look at this. Don't even have to wear a dhoti and everything. Just blissed out, just talk about Krishna and just feel the happiness of pleasing God, talks of Krishna, chanting his names, and tears come and ecstasy. I don't have to wear a dhoti. I can have hey, I'm doing better today. I took what they call soy milk in my coffee. And now that's a step in the right direction. Why? Why not? Try something different. Check if I have any allergies to it. I don't know. Yeah. See? But that's the thing. And sannyasis should be coming here, man. Because, hey, if you're looking like that, and I'm looking like this, and talking about Krishna day and night, giving wonderful classes, that I'm Krishna's amazed, I'm amazed, everybody's amazed. Ecstasy is here. Why wouldn't sannyas want to come here? It means they don't really want that. Why are you going to people like that? They don't want this kind of bhakti. What good are they in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line? What is this? The Gaudiya Vaishnava is ecstatic. Is he like Lord Chaitanya and his devotees? That's where all this came from. What is this new thing? We walk around looking proud sannyasi. Well, where is the ecstatic devotion? What are you worshipping? You better come here and learn what is real Gaudiya Vaishnavism from a guy without a dhoti, man. We'll teach you, because we're on that page. Anyway, it's working better now, so don't worry about it. I was on the wrong thing. So, yeah, don't worry. It's going to work now. Everything's cool. I was on the wrong thing, so I was wondering why that was happening.